there's a lot of lures throughout the test of time that kind of go in and out of favor. A Strike King coffee tube is the #1 smallmouth bait on the earth. What makes a coffee tube so incredibly powerful is its profile. If you look at a coffee tube, it is absolutely the profile of everything that a smallmouth and a largemouth eat. And the other side of a tube is, it's just very natural. It's not intrusive and it's subtle. But the thing about a tube is, it is so incredibly powerful. I've been lucky enough to grow up fishing the Great Lakes, and in my lifetime, which is, it's been a day or two, it's been a minute, you know, as the kids would say, rarely do you come to a lake like Lake St. Clair. Get that right there. The key to coming to big water, planning, looking at that thing called a forecast, and here's the thing. When you get a day like this, sun, frost in the morning, it's gonna warm up. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Baby, 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 baby start. Here's the one thing that we're noticing early this morning. They're a little fidgety, they're a little tight. Generally, what I've seen is, like, it got really, really cold last night, is I'm gonna start, until we start getting a little bit of wind and a little warmer, I'm gonna start with a 2.75 coffee tube, kind of a little bit more subtle. But what I learned about that 2.75 coffee tube, it's a lot like a 3.25 rage swimmer. It tells you where they're at. It gets bites. There he is, little, not yet what we're hunting. Did I just catch a largemouth on Lake St. Clair? Did that just happen? A sure sign, maybe you're in the wrong area. Look at him, why are you out here? Little buddy, little things turn into really big things though. There he is. Feels like a nice one. Okay. Easy, easy, buddy. Easy, easy, easy. So what I'm seeing so far this morning, it got really, really, really cold last night. That's why I decided to go with that little 𝗙𝗘𝗓, that little morsel right there. They're real twitchy. And like I said, I'm throwing this little 2.75, and the main thing, like everything that I've hooked so far, and granted, we haven't caught any big ones yet, you need to get that thing away. When it's this calm, until it heats up today, you have got to get that bait away from the boat, because everything that's been around the boat, like you just get ready to fire and they'll, big one. Long casts, oh. I mean, that is a dadgum Lake St. Clair 313 stud. Oh, I barely got him. Okay. Big one, big one, big one, big one, big one, big one. Look at that bass. Okay, look, I barely had him hooked. I don't know why I'm whispering. There's no reason to. Look at that for the morning. Oh my gosh. Fresh fish, just came in, pre-spawner too. See the belly? Whew. How about that? Okay. Whoa. We've taped a bunch of shows this season on Lake St. Clair because a lot of you go there. You know, look, when we go 6 hours up north, I know, Kevin Van Dam knows, a lot of the viewers, a lot of the consumers, they don't go that far up north. And I really wanted to spend a lot of time on St. Clair this year because I know how many tens of thousands of anglers and new anglers right now that come to Lake St. Clair, especially in the spring. There he is. I'm using a little 1/4 ounce head. It's not a big one, but one of the things, oh, guy, maybe it is. All of these fish are coming way at the end of the cast, and that's the beauty of this rod. It's a Mark Zona signature 𝗙𝗥𝗢𝗗𝗗 special. Not a giant, but a nice one. But if you see that rod right there, how much leverage I have on him, but being 7'2" you're able to kind of lean on them. See how that rod loads up right there? He thinks he's big. He might have been that last female's boyfriend. But if you look at, that's a pre-spawner too. See how fat that fish is? If you notice what that rod does, that's kind of the beauty of that rod, is you're able to get a hook in them out there, okay? You're able to get a hook in them. And where things drastically go wrong, smallmouth fishing, especially for big ones, and today, somewhere today, we're gonna see a lot of fish that size. I mean, big fish. Two things, you don't get a good hook in them way out there if you're using a shorter, softer rod. The other thing is it has a soft tip, but it has a lot of backbone from really like the 4th guide down, a lot of backbone, so you can overpower them next to the boat when they start and they're digging. You own them and they don't own you. And all I'm doing is I'm getting it in this there's little cabbage stalks and gravel and little boulders, and it looks like I'm moving it a lot, but I'm not. Whenever I'm cracking a tube, I'm only moving that thing. I'm bouncing my slack, and that bait's moving about 3 to 5 inches at a time to make it look like a goby or a crawdad. Big one. Yeah. Nice one, nice one, nice one. Oh. The thing I'm seeing though is you can barely move that coffee tube, barely move it, and then they'll hammer down on it. God, he looks like a redfish. Looks just like a redfish. Look at that. Look at that spot on him. Isn't that cool? Look at that. Isn't that awesome looking? A 2 3/4 was not something I threw a lot growing up, but as pressured as all of our bodies of water get now, that right there is a naughty little trickster. And the other thing is, Strike King about 6 years ago let me do a bunch of different colors that I grew up with. Green pumpkin purple flake, green pumpkin gold and green flake, light melon purple flake. We did some smokes with purple and gold flake. You notice there's a theme of purple, right? The biggest thing about this is they're colors that I had trouble finding back in my teens and 20s, But all my smallmouth friends, we would talk. We just wanted colors that we couldn't find anymore. And if you look at the lineup of, except for the color Siren, when they're spawning, all of them are very, very subtle, very natural. If you look at like KVD Kick, it's a melon with gold slivers. That was one of the best colors of a tube when we were in our 20s, and then you just couldn't find them anymore. But I really believe the colors of the coffee tubes that we have now, whether it's a 4.5 inch, a 3.5 inch, or a little baby 𝗙𝗘𝗓𝗏, you know, doesn't that look like a smallmouth chicken wing, right? That is a smallmouth chicken wing. Like Asian zing. No, that new truffalo sauce, have you tried that? Oh my gosh. That's what a tube is. A tube is a smallmouth cheese stick. Got him. Wow. Stay hooked, stay hooked, stay hooked. Look at this bass. I mean, that is a Great Lakes Leviathan. Big old pre-spawny coming in. Oh. Not as big as I thought, but he ain't real small. Okay. Nice one. Oh. Look at those. Look, come and check his eye out. Look at this. How red that thing's eye is. Just all full of piss and vinegar this morning. But starting to warm up, and they're starting to let us, ones that we're seeing now, ones we're seeing whether they're cruising, thinking about loving. And big. Look at the one behind him. Oh, this is a giant, and the one behind him was bigger. That's a big bass. Stay hooked, big dog, stay hooked. Welcome to the Pain Cave. My name is Mark, and I'm gonna be your host for the rest of the day. Oh my gosh, look at that thing. I am absolutely, how about that? Fresh, right off the main lake. Got him. They're everywhere. Like that one's way out there. I think we just need to really slow down. I'm just gonna let him go. There is a little bit of a party going on right there. Got him. That one feels big. Yep, 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 yep. Big. Look at that bass, man. Unbelievable. That cold night had them tight for about 10 minutes. Or I'm sorry, that cold night had them tight for about 2 hours. Let me show you something. Top dead center, doop. Nice one, I thought he was a lot bigger out there. But look how fresh this fish is. These fish are just coming in off the main lake. Fish is perfectly built. Not a hook hole in them. Exhale. Pain cave. Pain cave. He's rolling. Big one, big one, big one. So what happened through the years is you had a combination of like the best possible scenario for the Great Lakes is zebra mussels clean the water up. You had a perfect killing machine. Look at that bass right there. Get that, get that. Look at the size of that bass, just sitting there. Not on a bed, he's just on a piece of wood, and he's enormous. See him? Here, I'm gonna try to make him friends. Look, I'm gonna try to get him as friends. So the water cleaned up, and then gobies came, an exotic species came from overseas. So now what happened was, you had a perfect killing machine with great vision, the water cleaned up, and he had an all-you-can-eat buffet. Oh, he had an all-you-can-eat buffet of goby to his disposal, right? And then what you ended up seeing was gobies started in the St. Lawrence River and basically worked their way westward, and you got to see literally a size explosion, a total size explosion year after year after year, to where a 3.5 pound average was great, to now a 4.5 pound average, and then a 5, like, I hate to say it, catching 5 that way 25 pounds, like you get a 5 pound average, that's a little better than par. You're seeing fish cruising around while throwing at a big one. You're throwing at one big bass and you're seeing 5 others totally around the one you're throwing at. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm gonna start the way they're starting to act. I'm gonna go to the bigger tube. So if you see, this is the one I throw the majority of the time, a 3.5 inch coffee tube, and this is the one that we've been throwing today. And what's really cool to see, granted, it's about 30% smaller, but in the conditions that we got, the water's really, really cold, and there's a million fish cruising. There's a couple that are starting to lock on beds. And I've seen this really in the last 2 to 3 years. Look, if you're from Wisconsin, you know a little 2 3/4 inch tube is a home wrecker. But what I've seen is on a lot of really pressured bodies of water, Lake St. Clair, like there's a million boats around us right now. That little guy is, when it gets really fidgety, that little guy does the job. Oh my gosh. And that fish literally swimming to the left, turned around and tonk. Wow. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I am a shaken disaster. No joke, right there. I mean, that is a full-blown Detroit slounge. And that's funny. So like when we started, if you kind of rewind to 90 minutes ago, these fish were really squirrely. From last night, it got down to 40 degrees. It got down to 40 degrees. Really, really cold. And these fish were tight, like you'd see them. And a lot of these fish are setting up to spawn. Water's still 51 to 54. So this is the first flight that's coming in. But like that fish is really cold. But just from that sunlight coming up and warming up just a hair, it went from, the bite was real lethargic this morning on that 275, and that 275 did its job. The 3.5 is fixing to do work. Got him. Nice one. He's user friendly. I mean, have you ever seen such a magical smallmouth day in your entire life? Look at this weather. Yeah, this is bigger than I thought, friends. He's user friendly. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. I always say you got to pick your battles weather-wise with Lake St. Clair. It truly will. It will give you a horse whipping. That lake and the other Great Lakes have aged me, but when that magic window opens, you can give it a horse whipping right back. Oh gosh. Wow. I mean, just a gorilla Kong. Ah. Stay hooked. I just landed a baby. Look at that bass, my friends. Wow, wow, that is, I mean, that is a dead gum stud. Gosh, did we do it already? 2 words? We are, no, we're not. Nice one. Nice one. What's weird is in this pro team journal, I am dead serious. I've done this my entire life. I've never seen this many 4 to 5 pound bass just up cruising nothing. I mean, it's just sand, grass, little bit of rock here and there, but there are, I'm not kidding when I say this, there are thousands of bass within a half mile that way to half mile that way. Oh, look at that. That's a horse face loach. Gosh, look at that. Look, Jess. You know what, you knew, well, you totally knew coming out that it was gonna be one of those special, magical beatdown days with this weather. And it has been exactly that. See you, buddy. When you give them 20/20 eyesight with the lights, with that sun shining, and you have calm conditions, somewhere through the day, it could go from tragic to magic like that. Yeah. I'm throwing at a bass, a big bass, while watching, I'm not kidding, I'm watching a dozen this size all around him and bigger. Boy, he got it. Jeez, oh Pete's. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Gosh, and he got it too. We were seeing big ones to start. One here, one there, around the boat. They did not like to be near us. They absolutely did not want to be near the Death Star. They did not want any part of my boat and me, and I don't blame them. Always remember this, when the water is clear and the water's cold, get that bait away from you until they tell you we can party up close and personal. And it started. I'm fighting one, and there's one under him bigger. There is one underneath this bass that's even bigger than this. What is happening today? Oh, are you kidding me? What is going on today? I've never experienced what I'm seeing going on. That's the biggest thing that I always say. My motto in life is try not to suck. Really, it always has been. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. That one's got a spot all over him too. What is going on? Would you just pan back to this morning, to all of this? They were so frigid and they were so frigid, cold, naughty. Oh, yeah. Look how cool that is. We caught a few of those this week. They look just like redfish. Big black blotches on their tail. Wow, 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 wow. I mean, we have landed on a hornet's nest. A total coffee tube hornet's nest. Big. Hey, 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 hey. Just an epic, epic, epic protein journal. Fun. This little 𝗙𝗘𝗓𝗏 this morning was trying to be special, and you know what? Look at that, it's just so perfect. Not a hook hole. I don't know why I'm whispering. Oh! Another big one. Another big one. never stopping. I'm at a loss. I was at a loss. Go be free. Biggin, 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 biggin. Gosh, stay hooked. Oh, you know, as I say so often in a Zona show, we're done. We are so done. What a meat pouch. Are you kidding? That truly is 𝗙𝗥𝗢𝗗𝗗. Gosh, it has been a day. It has been a day. Biggin, biggin. They're so fresh. Not a hook hole in his face. Oh, he's biting me. There were so many times that I was like, all right, let's just pick up and leave, pick up and leave, pick up and leave. In a full circle, looking at the end of this show, we put the trolling motor down. Gang, I'm being dead serious. And we never moved 300 yards all day long. 3 words, we are done. And we said that no less than 311 times. What, are you gonna stop? I felt bad that I didn't have a guest on the show. Maybe we can get somebody the next time. Never know who it might be. I don't know. Was that a tease? Might have been.